So, you woke up this morning, and you said loads of brachas, and it was great. And this morning, your 15 brachas were much better than yesterday morning, weren't they? Much better, yeah? You felt each bracha was a step up towards the Beit HaMikdash, the place of holiness. We're going to continue our amazing journey. Zaykef kufufim, rakalat ramayim, heichim etzlegave, baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu b'cholam, sha'asali kol tzarki. Gave me everything I need. Did you want to make a comment, or you were just...
Berger has a really cool shot on that.
Please.
It says, who gives me all I need? Sha'asani kol tzarki. Sha'asani, who made me, who gave me, kol, all, tzarki.
My needs. I like that. Sha'asani kol tzarki. He gave me all my needs again.
Like, I need it. I feel like I need blah, blah, blah. Like, now I'm just like...
But you have some needs that are not good ones. He gave you those as well to let go of them. No, they're to let go. Fine. Hashem helps us with strength. The history of the Jewish people is unique and supernatural. Unique, that's what I think. Because sometimes I think, no, well, he's not helping me at the moment, you know. Where is he now? Hashem's often in world history, obviously especially in the Holocaust and October the 7th and all that we're going through, you're like, God's not helping us at all, actually. Where was God in the Holocaust? Very famous question. I spoke to a woman last night, 100 years old, in New York. And there was a girl who came to my essential classes from girl, and she went back to America, and she said she's friendly with this 100-year-old woman who was friendly with her grandmother, and she goes and visits her sometimes, and she now has some questions about God and Judaism. 100. Aisha's oldest ever student. Would I mind speaking to her? So I did last night, and she's completely mentally there, not only mentally there, but very witty and funny and very cynical as well. And well, I recorded it, but we started speaking about life after death and out-of-body experiences and free will and why there's pain and evil in the world and where's God and what is God and why do you say blessings all day, and it was fascinating. I want to do a podcast with her. I really do. I think it would be fascinating because you got nursing homes, old people's home, Jewish ones with 90-year-old and over people who are always Jewish and maybe probably have questions at this point in their life, you know. At one point I said to her, you know, you're probably not going to be around for that much longer. And she was like, you don't need to confirm that for me, Rabbi. I know that. She was very funny. Very nice. Anyway, but if we look at these moments of history where it seems like God was not present, we might think that God's not present. But if you look at the overall picture of history, look where we are and what we're doing. It's impossible. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. To go through everything we went through and still be here, still being a light unto the nations, coming back to our land after 2,000 years, still being a light unto the nations, Nobel Prizes, there's a supernatural guiding over all. Now, many people would say there's also a supernatural guiding of every small, minute detail. Some people would say not necessarily. There is a space for nature. I'm not going to get into that whole discussion now, but whichever it is, there's definitely this overall Hashem is on our team, guiding us towards somewhere. And Gevura really means limits, boundaries, strength. So Hashem says, okay, maybe there's going to be stuff happening to the Jewish people, but it only goes so far. One of Hashem's main names is Shin Daled Yud. It's the one that we have on the mezuzah. It's the one that we write on our body every single day. You wrote God's name, Shin Daled Yud, on your body today. I hope. That's the tefillin. The tefillin, you have a shin on your hand and there's a dalit and a yud on the thing. You literally got God's name on you. So that name comes from the fact that when Hashem was creating the universe, He said, I want to cover myself up enough where they still have to seek me, but not too much where they'll just never be able to find me. Ha'ama la'alama dai. He said to his world, that's enough. That's how much cover up there's going to be. So Hashem says there is a limit to how much Jewish suffering there's going to be. Often it feels to us like it's too big. It's out on Hashem. We can't take that. But Hashem knows what He's doing. So that's what I have in mind when I'm saying this one. You're on my team. We're getting to where we need to go. And by the way, we're going to win. I know for a fact, I don't know what's going to happen until we win, but I know exactly what happens at the end. We are going to win. It's going to be good. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haoter Yisrael b'tifara. You crown your nation with glory. What's that? That's tefillin. When you're putting your tefillin is a keter. It's literally you're putting on a crown. You're the son of the king. It's the prince's crown. Even that's what your kippah is. Why do you wear a kippah? It's just a piece of cloth on your head. It's a bit weird. It's not even a real hat. Is to say, well, there's a few things. The main one is that we should always feel that Hashem is resting. Hashem is above us, but not so far above us that we can't palpably connect to and feel Hashem. So it's above us, but it's resting on our head, like the Shekhinah. That's how I feel. And I wear my kippah, and literally I feel the Shekhinah is resting on my head. It's very nice. I'm walking around all day with this sense of, wow, Shekhinah, God is resting on me. It's a very powerful, beautiful thing. And tefillin as well is kind of the next level. It says that Hashem also wears tefillin. Hashem wears tefillin, and there's a famous story in the Torah where Moshe says to Hashem, can I see you, your face? I want to see you exactly. And Hashem says, you can't see my face, but you can see the back of my head. So he basically puts him in this rock, and he walks past, and what does Moshe see? He sees the back of Hashem's tefillin. And apparently our tefillin is all about how great Hashem is. In Hashem's tefillin it says, Mi ka'amcha Yisrael. It's all about how great we are. Hashem's really into us, by the way. It's pretty cool. Rabbi emunatecha. He has faith in us. But he saw the back of Hashem's head. Now, what's that teaching us? Really, you have the right and the left. Right represents loving kindness, and left represents gevura, strict judgment. But Hashem says, what happens? You got the right and the left of the strap of the head to fill in, but really it just meets up at the back. That's the hidden secret behind everything. That it's all okay in the end. It feels bad, it feels good, you're going to start judging good and bad, but really in the end it's all connected. So we have this glory, the glory of the Jewish nation. This is why, and we said it yesterday or the day before, you should never be embarrassed. Never be embarrassed. You walk around swinging your tzitzit. Swing them through that airport in wherever you are. Say your brachas. Say your brachas out loud. Say them proud. Be like, you're not embarrassed to be a Jew. It's the glory. Baruch atah Hashem. Elokeinu melech ha'olam. Hanoten li'af koyach. Who gives worn out people koach. Gives people who are exhausted, tired. Gives power to tired people. What does that mean? What that really means is, to the extent we believe in Hashem, no matter how worn out and tired we may be, we will have strength. It's the strength of emunah. It's the strength of bitachon. I know that this is a terrible situation, but to the extent that you understand that Hashem is part of it, and it's leading you somewhere, that gives you the koach to continue. So really, on an actually more like maybe practical or maybe more spiritual way, this is why the Rosh Yeshiva only sleeps about 2 hours a night, and he functions very highly. And the Vilna Gaon slept 3 times a day for 29 minutes. And people say, well, you can't function properly. Vilna Gaon functioned pretty well. I think very well. Why is it? Because once you start getting your energy, your power from spirituality, from your soul, the more you identify as and connect to your soul, the less your body weighs you down. You don't need to eat as much. Moshe Rabbeinu himself spent 40 days up the mountain without eating or sleeping, because only bodies need to eat and sleep. But once you're not as body identified, ego identified, then you don't really need to eat. Have you ever seen the Rosh Hashiva eat? By the way?
No.
You saw it? You went, oh yeah, I know. I think he only eats on Shabbos, just because he has to, because it's a mitzvah. I'm sure he eats. But he's not eating. He's definitely not speaking about food. You give power. But that's only, it's just not going to hand out power to everyone. Another meaning, by the way, as someone said, it's just the fact that you can lift up your finger. How can you do everything you can do? I was teaching the Tomei Devora the other day about God's attributes of kindness. And one of them is, He gives us the power to be able to use our free will against Him. So Sam Harris is out there saying there's no God. Who's giving Sam Harris the power of speech at that second? Hashem's giving him the power of speech, and he's using his power of speech to say there's no God, and Hashem still loves him. Loves Sam. Isn't that cool? Hashem loves Sam. Baruch atah Hashem. By the way, we say this very early in the morning because that's got to be your strength for the rest of the day. Where are you getting your strength from? People get their strength from negative things. I often give you the example, it's very late at night, you're about to fall asleep and you keep trying to learn Torah and you're falling asleep. And you want to learn, you can't, and you're like, okay, there's no point learning anymore, I'll just go to bed now. And then you say, but I'll just check one email before I go to bed. 2 hours later, suddenly you're like, still on your email. Oh, where did you get your koach from? Suddenly, that's koach de sitra achra. It's the full power of the other side. So you got to be careful where you're getting your koach. Where do you get all your koach, your vitality in life from? In general, we get it from pleasure. The more pleasure you have, the more alive you feel. And you know this when you go to a party. It's great. You feel very alive. The more you help people, the more alive you feel. Pleasure gives you a sense of vitality. But there's pleasure from a healthy source and there's pleasure from an unhealthy source. So you got to choose. I'm sucking my koach straight from Hashem. That's where I'm getting all my power from. So that's for the rest of your day. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam ha'ma'avir sheina me'einei u'dnuma me'af apai. Blessed are you, Lord our God, who takes away sleep from the eyes and drowsiness from the eyelids. This month, what's the special power of this month? What's the faculty that we are meant to be fixing this month? Last month it was smell. Sometimes we talk about hearing, seeing. Do you know the faculty? Did you have a class on Kislev yet? You haven't had a Kislev class? Oh my goodness. Go to Spotify. There's a Kislev class there. It's the power of sleep. It's the power of sleep. We have to fix our sleeping. What does that mean? It means that if God created you with the need to sleep, it must mean there must be some avoda to sleep. God could have made you not needing to sleep. In fact, I wish He had. Hate sleeping, gets in the way. But what is the avoda of sleeping? And this is the whole month of sleeping. It's also about dreams. This month, this week's parsha is Yaakov's dream. There are 10 dreams in the Torah. 9 of them we read during Kislev. So there are 2 understandings of what's the purpose of sleep. The first purpose of sleep is just so that you have energy to function the next day. So when you go to sleep at night, you should say to Hashem, I'm now sleeping in order to have the energy to serve you tomorrow. And that makes all of your sleeping into a mitzvah, or at least preparation for a mitzvah. That's great. A mitzvah all night. And people say, oh great, so I'm going to sleep for 8 hours then, it will be a mitzvah. And there are better mitzvahs than that one. But a deeper idea of what sleep is tapping you into a place of letting go of control, letting go of your das, letting go of your conscious awareness, and that's actually a scary place to be. In fact, if you're actually in a scary place, literally, it's very hard to sleep. You know, I in India, I used to travel a lot. Sometimes I found this is a bit of a scary place here. I don't feel comfortable enough to go to sleep. So sleep is actually an expression of emunah. It's an expression of bitachon. And really this whole month is all about bitachon, emunah. Why? Because it's the dark month. We're getting into the darkness. And ve'emunatcha belelot. We should have emunah during the dark times. It says, lahagid b'boker chastecha. We should say in the morning, speak in the morning of your kindness. That means when everything's going well, then we can just say, oh, wow, Hashem's very kind. When things aren't going well, when it's dark, when it's cold, then we have emunah. Emunah steps in at that point. Bitachon steps in. Bitachon is actually gematria lama, which means why. Why is the antithesis to bitachon. It completely goes against bitachon, because if you know why, then you don't need bitachon. It's when I don't know why, that's I need to step into, okay, I understand there must be some reason to this.
What? When you have an idea, the same gematria isn't just like the same idea, it's the same like
It could be the opposite. Yeah. Nachash, snake, is gematria Mashiach. Esav is gematria Shalom. We often see that it's to show that Hashem's everything. Rosh Teva, even I'm not even going to say it. I can't say. You won't be able to handle it. Ribono shel olam. Ribono shel olam, Master of the world. Rosh Tevot, Russia. Doesn't mean that Hashem's a Russia. Means Hashem's the opposite of a Russia. But Hashem's in everything. Dual non-dualism. Not non-dual dualism. Dual non-dualism. So that's what sleep is basically doing. Sleep is I'm putting myself in your arms, Hashem, and I have trust. I trust you. In fact, the word kislev comes from the word kesel, which means trust. Kislecha means I am your trust. It also is related to the word fool. Kasil is a fool. Because you've got to trust Hashem so much that someone might just think you're foolish for trusting Hashem. You're being a bit foolish, actually. Now, for us, we know it's not foolish, because I have evidence and I can prove, I know Hashem's everything. But the other aspect of sleep is it's a low level of consciousness. It's a very low level of consciousness. But whilst you're in it, you think it's the reality. So when you're having a dream, you believe that that is the reality. Until you wake up and you realize, oh, it was only a dream. But whilst you were in it, that was your reality, and you got very scared or very excited, you lived that reality. And you wake up sweating or your heart's beating. So you definitely experienced the dream reality. But then you woke up and you realize there's a higher reality. However, our sages teach us that even this reality is like a dream compared to Mashiach consciousness. There's going to be a time when God's basically revealed in the world, complete revelation, almost palpable revelation of godliness, at which point we will wake up and say, you know what we're living now, you're dreaming now. It's called waking dream state. We're in the waking dream state. So our purpose is to wake up even before Mashiach comes. And that's what it means to be an enlightened master, awakened master. He's awakened. That means he's more conscious, like lucid dreaming. There's something called lucid dreaming that you can actually, you're aware that you're dreaming and you can run the dream. There's something called being lucidly awake here. And these parshas are all about Yosef going down into Egypt. It's coming. This parsha is the whole of Kislev. And Yosef, basically, when the brothers, he's messing the brothers around to help them do tshuva, Yosef eventually says, Ani Yosef. I'm Yosef. And at that point, the brothers aren't only shocked that he's Yosef, but they realize that all the trouble they were in, it wasn't really trouble at all. It was there to help them. Because Yosef was never going to kidnap Binyamin and do everything. So they were suddenly like, oh my goodness, all the balagan, it wasn't really a balagan, it was a way to help us do tshuva. So that's what we're going to see. That's what we're going to see at the end of the day. So when it says you wipe the sleep from my eyes, it means God consciousness is going to make you be more awake. It means not just when I wake up in the morning and I'm tired. It means most people nowadays are walking around like zombies. They're just not really awake. They were just walking around doing stuff. So God consciousness makes me truly awake. This is an amazing thing to say first thing in the morning. Amazing. How do you think your Shemona Esrei is going to be after you start saying stuff like this every morning? Yiratzon, milfanecha Hashem Elokeinu Elokeinu shetargilenu b'toratecha. And then we ask this whole thing, help me, targilenu b'toratecha. What does that mean? Lihitragel means to become accustomed to. Now it can be a bad thing, by the way, just do things habitually. But it means that Torah is so much infused into my being that that's just how I go through the world. That's why the word for Jewish law, halacha, is halicha, is to walk. I'm walking with God consciousness. So this is how I want to be in the day. But dabkeinu b'mitzvotecha, and connect us to your mitzvahs. Ledabek with something. The modern Hebrew word for glue is devek. A sticker is madbeka. So we want mitzvahs to be so close to us. We was talking yesterday. You're in the preparation for Hanukkah class. Anyone was there? We were so excited just to light that candle. Mitzvahs, so excited to do mitzvahs. Please Hashem, help me not mess up. Doing all these terrible things. Don't test me too much today. The whole of life is a test, but just make it not that difficult. Don't have embarrassment. Please help us not let the Yetzer Hara rule over us. We need Hashem to help us with these things. Keep us far away from evil friends, evil people, v'chavera, evil friends. What we're basically saying is, help us with our free will decisions. Help us not listen to the Yetzer Hara and yes, listen to the Yetzer Tov. I need help with my free will decisions. Masim Tovim, please give me the strength to do good things. Basically, what we're doing is we're breaking down our whole day. This is why Rabbi Nachman says, before you eat, before you even make a bracha, before you eat, you should pray to be able to eat properly. Say, please Hashem, help me eat like a mensch. Please Hashem, help me say this bracha with kavanah. Please Hashem, when I'm going to talk to someone, make me talk like a mensch. So we're praying for every little aspect of our life, even like our free will. Help me use my free will, how I'm meant to use my free will. This old lady last night, she said, if God is in control of everything, that means you don't have free will. 100-year-old woman. She goes, I don't believe you have free will. Because she said, why is there so much evil in the world? And I said, because we have free will, so people can choose to do bad. And she said, but if God's in control of everything, then you can't have free will. So I said to her, God isn't in control of everything. He's not in control of your free will decision. He's in control of what happens after that and how. And control. He's not in control of your free will decision. That's completely up to you. You can mess yourself up as much as you choose to mess yourself up. Not in control of your free will decision. And bend our motivations to serve you. And make us be worthy in your eyes. Grace and kindness and compassion in your eyes and in the eyes of everyone. And grant us chasadim tovim. What does chasadim tovim mean? Good kindnesses. Good kindnesses. We actually say it also at the beginning of the Shemona Esrei. What is a good kindness? Is there such thing as a bad kindness?
Yeah.
Yes. It's all kind, but some of it is not revealed. It's not. It seems very unkind. It seems painful. So we're saying to Hashem, please give us revealed good. Help us get to where we need to go without the pain and the challenge and the stuff. Baruch atah Hashem, hagayimer chasadim tovim, who gives good kindnesses, or even at least give me the perspective to be able to see through the painful stuff and see it as kind. La'amo Yisrael, to his nation, Israel. Now you're at the top, you've just done 15 brachas, and then we'll do the Yehiratzon tomorrow. We've just done 15 brachas, culminating in this one of basically wake me up to a higher God consciousness, and then let me live in line with the Torah, avoid negativity, do positivity, live every area of my life in the right way. That is an unbelievable way to start the morning. That's an unbelievable. If you say just these 15 brachas with kavanah, completely shift your whole consciousness for the rest of your life. In fact, if you just say Modeh ani lefanecha, how I told you to, that would shift your consciousness. So this is what we're doing. The Siddur, at first we said, hold on, the Siddur makes no sense. Because we're saying stuff that someone told me to say when they want me to say it. That's not honest. Now we're seeing what it says. You're seeing actually it's taking you into extremely high levels of God consciousness, so much so that the Shulchan Aruch, even in the halacha, it says that they used to just have out-of-body experience. They used to leave their body during davening. This old woman last night, by the way, who was saying, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in life after death, she said she had an operation a couple of years ago, and she managed to have a proper out-of-body experience, saw this immense, you should see her talking, this immense, beautiful, white light. She said, I didn't see God, but I saw the finger of God and a female form. And I was like, Shekhinah. She saw Hashem. She said, Mother Nature. She said, I saw God. And eventually I said to her, hold on, you're persuading me that there's a God. I just had this conversation. I'm meant to be proving to you that there's a God. Now, thanks to you, I'm going to go home to my wife and I'm going to say, now I spoke to this old lady. She told me there's God. And then she said, he showed me heaven. He showed me all these amazing things. And a very powerful conversation. Anyway, B'ezrat Hashem, we'll keep climbing the ladder of super consciousness using the Siddur.